Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. The DXY on the 12-month does not look bearish to me. This coming from XRP Darren Moore here on Twitter. So he's taking a look at the DXY Dollar Strength Index for the US greenback, and he is saying that, he's seeing a little bit of a pop. Now, this is on the 12-month, so every single candlestick here represents 1 year of time, or rather 12 months of time. And, if you take a look at this, it is coming back up through the trend. So what is going to happen to the US dollar? I mean, this is one opinion, seeing these candlesticks breaking through that particular trend line. However, looking at the DXY Index, let's bring that up, DXY Index here, and I'm going to put it, wow, look at that. That's on the hourly, but I'm going to put this on the weekly. I think this spells a different picture here. I don't know. I really do not know. Let's throw a Fibonacci on here. Bringing that up. Looks like we did actually break through the 0.702, so could that in fact be bullish? Are we trying to make our way back up, completing a full Fibonacci? And what is this going to mean for other currencies in the meantime? I know the Fed has been working tirelessly to protect the US dollar, considering there are other countries around the world, namely the BRICS countries, who are working actively and not even hiding it, working actively to create a replacement for the world reserve currency, namely the US greenback. So Fed Chair ponders potential for digital dollar to send Bitcoin to zero. So this story has to do with the digital dollar CBDCs, but also the ramifications that it's going to have with other cryptocurrencies. Congressman Lynch is worried about a CBDC's impact on crypto. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said he wonders why most cryptocurrencies currently have any value at all. So is this a bit of a warning? They're saying this could have the potential for a tokenized version of the US dollar to wipe out other digital assets. Lynch's comments came as Powell testified before the House Financial Services Committee, finding a series of questions about digital assets. Here's some of the quotes. "I'm worried about a lot of these stablecoins and other cryptocurrencies," Lynch said. "Do they go to zero when we come up with a central bank digital currency that has the full faith and credit of the United States behind it? The Fed has explored the concept of issuing a digital dollar, pushing the research back as far as 2016. CBDCs are similar to digital tokens." So then it just goes on a little bit about that. Powell indicated it's unclear to him why any cryptocurrency that isn't drawing on the credibility of the dollar, like Bitcoin or Ethereum, has any value at all, regardless of a CBDC's release. He refrained from commenting on how they could possibly be impacted by a CBDC, but here's what he did say. "I've never understood the valuation of those," Powell said, regarding coins that don't have any intrinsic value, but nonetheless trade for a positive number. So note that, these guys, when talking about cryptocurrencies in a negative light, they never, ever, 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 ever comment on utility coins that do solve problems. What they are commenting on are the spec coins that people are trading in casino-like environments, coins that don't have value, meme coins, Shiba Inus, all those crap coins that are essentially going to go to zero. So, the panic, the fear, this narrative, this is to scare retail out. And for all intents and purposes, if you're a retail trader and all you trade are meme coins, if all you're searching for are, the pumps, and in a spec market, that could work out to your benefit. Nevertheless, it could fall flat on its face as well. And this is why, considering all coins do rally in bull markets, I like to safeguard myself, my investment. And this is why I only hold coins that solve real world problems, Bitcoin excluded, because Bitcoin is the granddaddy. And I do hold Bitcoin. I do not hold Ethereum, but I hold Bitcoin. I hold Algorand. I hold VeChain. I hold XRP, of course. I hold HBAR, just to name a few. So, is Jerome Powell trying to protect the US dollar dominance? I think that this certainly does play into this a little bit. We have XRP and we have partners of Ripple like Finaster coming out with new updates every single day like this one. This one from Mike Manfield here. Ripple partner Finaster today announced the availability of its ESG service, a cloud-native SaaS solution that streamlines sustainability-linked lending. So open and scalable ESG services facilitate the integration of sustainability performance targeting criteria into ESG pricing for both Finaster Loan IQ and other back-office systems in the market. Sustainability-linked loans utilize complex pricing structures with multiple moving parts that need to be tracked against the sustainability targets outlined in the credit arrangement. So this to me sounds like a problem for blockchain that blockchain can solve. This can tie up resources and limited banks' scopes in terms of ESG product offerings and introduce risks associated with manual processes. Having an automated solution for managing the KPIs and ESG pricing changes of sustainability-linked loans enables banks to grow these lending portfolios efficiently at scale and minimizes the risks tied to manual processes. So no more manual calculating these types of portfolios. Obviously, you can input the info into the blockchain and, the computer will definitely be more accurate than, a human calculating the same figures behind the scenes, and it would do it at a fraction of the time as well. Transaction volumes for sustainably linked loans have increased considerably. So, the ESG thing, this is also becoming big. Ripple has also touted themselves as being a environmentally friendly company, sustainably sound and responsible and all that stuff. All that stuff that, the powers that be, the World Economic Forum, have been promoting, Agenda 2030, sustainable. Look at us. We're so good to the environment. I mean, we still take our private jets everywhere, but look at us. We're so good. Look at us. Anyway, don't want to get into the politics of it, but, we are seeing Ripple partner Finaster rolling this out as a service. Wanted to thank Mike for posting that. Also happen to see this guy's from Mr. Man. Now, this is an interesting partnership. WeChat, they're adding a digital Yuan payment functionality. Now, we know WeChat is a Ripple partner, and we know that through this old partnership here from 2018. Chinese giant Tencent was ready to invest $2 billion on Ripple technology. Tencent, the Chinese tech giant that bought stakes in Snapchat, Tesla, and Spotify, and owns popular message app WeChat, is ready to invest in Ripple. Well, now, guys, we've got WeChat and how they're adding a digital Yuan payment for functionality. They are China's leading social networking app. Fast forward 5 years, and they've now integrated the country's central bank digital currency, the digital Yuan, into its payment services, according to local reports. This move comes after Alipay, another leading payment platform, added the same functionality to its platform in December. So it's looking as though there is a race to the top here. WeChat's addition of the digital Yuan fast payment function allows users to make payments on certain mini programs and platforms that support the digital Yuan. The pilot version of the digital Yuan's application, Wallet Quick Payment Management, currently lists 94 platforms, including WeChat, that can be accessed. The integration enables WeChat Pay to allow digital Yuan payments on certain apps. So, when we take a look at the politics of China, obviously, the government wants the people on a central bank digital currency, and they've already started rolling this out, and they've already been fairly I don't know if it's successful. I don't know how to classify that, but I'll just put it this way. The Chinese government, very good at controlling the people. So we have this new update in a popular app like WeChat, integrating their central bank digital currency. We know there, in fact, is a connection to Tencent and Ripple. Don't know if this actually went through. However, this was huge news back in 2018. So, we're seeing more and more hints, more and more clues where now we're starting to see Ripple technology, RippleNet, and the XRPL being implemented in countries like China. Probably one of the last countries we would have expect Ripple implementation to occur. Maybe the last country is North Korea. Nevertheless, guys, the technology is agnostic, even though it is American-built tech. So an interesting piece of news here. Wanted to thank Mr. Man for posting that. Also happened to see this, guys, from Michael Branch on Twitter, XRP Healthcare and United Networks of America to offer prescription savings cards. So, guys, check this out. We've been hearing a lot about XRP Healthcare, and now they announced in a press release the partnership will see the firm launch an XRP Healthcare prescriptions savings card. Per the press release, cardholders would be able to save up to 80% on prescriptions across 68,000 pharmacies in the United States, including Walmart, CVS, and Walgreens, so some of the big ones. Moreover, cardholders would also receive rewards in XRPH, XRP Healthcare's native token, each time the card is used. Details on the XRP Healthcare website specify that users receive $1 worth of XRPH every time they use the card, with payouts scheduled at the end of every 60 days. So some more new real applications for the XRPL. Building on the healthcare industry, in this case, a savings card that is obviously being processed on the blockchain. You get rewards in XRPH, the native token for XRP Healthcare. And here's a quote, guys. XRP Healthcare's cutting-edge technology will bring a new level of transparency and efficiency to the healthcare industry, which will greatly benefit both patients and providers. Notably, XRP Healthcare also announced hiring new executives, and then they list the execs down here. And so, guys, if you want to know more about this, I will leave this link in the description of the video. I don't know if there's an actual hyperlink here that links to the XRP Healthcare website. Nevertheless, something that would be interesting to research further if you guys are in the United States and looking for healthcare specifically. So wanted to thank Michael Branch for posting that. Take a look at this, guys. ANZ is now looking to trial offline CBDC payments on smart cards. ANZ is partnering with 2 universities to trial offline central bank digital currency payments via smart cards and can be loaded with funds and used like physical cash. The project is one of 14 pilot trials being conducted by the Reserve Bank of Australia to investigate potential use cases for a central bank digital currency. The ANZ pilot aims to show that using blockchain technology and NFC-enabled smart cards, CBDCs could enable users to make instant payments on a peer-to-peer basis, even in an offline environment that is not connected to existing banking structures. So the interesting piece here is that ANZ did trial Ripple back in 2015. Here is a Cointelegraph article that just describes that, but they're continuing to experiment here. The pilot will be conducted on campus at South Cross University as part of a pilot. The NFC-enabled smart cards preloaded with CBDC funds will be given to participating students. The aim is to demonstrate how an organization like a university can step in and provide immediate financial support through the disbursement of a central bank digital currency in emergency situations, such as where students were unable to access funds online or traditional banking services. So create the problem, swoop in with a potential solution. Not saying that's what they're doing. What I do know, though, is that Australia, a lot of Ripple integration there. So this would be another logical next step, I think, in this process. But anyway, article fairly lengthy, and I will link it in the description if you guys want to read more about this. Again, another one from Mike here on Twitter. Great news here for Ripple partners. And guys, here's one from ISO 20022. Let's do it. Now, you remember I did that video a while ago outlining the World Bank and how they actually classified XRP and XLM as stablecoins. Well, the Bank of Canada is mirroring that same statement on their website, payments.ca. Bank of Canada mentions XRP and XLM as stablecoins for cross-border payments, and so he's got the link up here. This was actually mentioned back in 2019, how cross-border payments are evolving. So this is from Payments Canada. And so here they outline some details, of course, what is a cross-border payment overviews. They talk a little bit about DLT technology here, correspondent banking, cross-border settlement. So, giving us the 101 here, even using Fedwire and the clearinghouse as a couple of examples here to facilitate cross-border payments. Now down here, where is it? Down here, multinationals, they talk a little bit about that, giving a couple more flow charts here. Digital currencies and cross-border settlement. Here's where it gets interesting, guys, because they talk about DLT technology. Obviously, they talk about Bitcoin. They talk about the differences here, and this is a fairly lengthy report. Leveraging DLT to facilitate cross-border payments implies that the network is decentralized and payments are settled via digital currency or cryptocurrency almost instantaneously. To this end, Mark Carney, former governor of the Bank of Canada and current governor of the Bank of England. So Mark Carney is likely one of very, very few people, if not the only one, who has had the privilege of being the governor of the Bank of Canada and the Bank of England. He has publicly welcomed innovations in DLT technology in the fintech space. For those of you guys who do not know, Mark Carney is also listed on the World Economic Forum's website here. He's a frequent speaker at Davos events. So just to give you guys some context. And down here, they talk about central bank digital currency, private label digital currencies that can be broken down into commercial bank currencies, private company issued currencies, and public full open digital currencies, including stablecoins. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Let me just bring you guys down here. Stablecoins for cross-border payments. A stablecoin refers to a class of digital currencies which are relatively stable in terms of their price. Of course, stablecoins need to be stable in price. Stablecoins offer instantaneous processing and security of payments, as many cryptocurrencies do. They offer stability with respect to their parity against fiat currencies. So again, stability against fiat. Two digital currencies that fall into this category are RippleNet's native currency, Ripple, and Stellar Networks' native currency, Stellar Lumens. Both Ripple and Stellar enable faster and more efficient cross-border payments relative to correspondent banking. However, they differ in that Ripple is focused on improving cross-border settlement between international banks, whereas Stellar is focused on providing low-cost cross-border payment financial services to the end user and the unbanked population. Now, this I know mirroring very, very closely that World Bank report from back around the same time. However, I do think it is important to note that they do mention Mark Carney, of course, a contributor to the WEF. We know Ripple is also also a partner of the World Economic Forum. We also know the Bank of Canada has ties to Ripple specifically and has been piloting RippleNet throughout the years. And now we've discovered this old report, guys, where Bank of Canada is also suggesting that XRP and XLM are going to be used as stablecoins for cross-border payments. And since these coins are not stable already, let me just bring up XRP one more time here. We're still seeing a fluctuation in the price of XRP, for example. We have not seen that stability that organizations like the World Bank or the Bank of Canada are outlining here in their respective papers. So we're still waiting. In essence, still waiting for that high enough price so that XRP and XLM can process transfers, cross-border payments, and transfer anything of value on that grander scale. They've been setting it up for a few years. I think the result will be inevitable. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.